Well, this isn't how you want to start your morning, usually, and you'll see what I mean in a minute. We had a wonderful stay here at the EP146 winery. We're getting an early start in the morning. It's about 9 o'clock. We didn't have anything to unplug or any pipes to put away. We just folded up and packed up. Here you can see I got to do a little bit of a zig and a zag to get out of here. Sue and I have been back on the road now for 2 stops. We have 11 more stops ahead of us, and we're still getting our sea legs back, and we thought we knew we were going, but it was right around this time that Sue noticed that the maps started to flip around a little bit, and Garmin wasn't necessarily matching Google, and we've pretty much come to know that anytime a decision has to be made between the two, Sue usually ends up making the right decision. When you start traveling in areas of the country that are a little bit more desolate and not exactly right next to a popular city, your roadway selection starts to go down. And when we first started, we didn't care if we had to drive 100 miles out of the way. I wasn't driving this monster on anything even remotely dicey. But as we've got experience under our belt, we're trying to ever so slowly branch out and get a little bit more adventurous. Now, anybody that's been on our channel for any amount of time knows that I'm about as timid as it gets when making any changes on anything, but nonetheless, I still am really trying. What you're about to see here is a possible road selection that, if we could do it over again, trust me, we wouldn't have selected this route. I remember thinking right about now if my towing insurance was paid up and how many trucks I would ultimately have to pass until we were off this roadway. You can see even the locals driving their cars and vans were going, "Hey buddy, what the heck are you doing on this road?" Check out the center line of hood location with the roadway on this trucker. He was a professional. He realized he had 8 tires back there with twin screws, and I had some little Mickey Mouse pretend, Positraction setup back there. I could only go over so far. I don't want to do that again, honey.
Okay, babe.
Well, I never thought I'd be so happy to have big, giant piggyback trucks driving by me on the left. At least they're going in the same direction, so I was back in my comfort zone. I can tell you that that was a lot closer than it looked in that video. You can see the arch here off to the right, and we stayed at a campground that was actually across the river called the Casino Queen. And it was a casino campground that we stayed at. We recommend it. We were able to use the pool in the casino. Check out our videos, episode 23, 24, and 25 for all the things that we did while we were in the St. Louis area.
So now we are at our 3rd stop on our way to California, and it's actually another Harvest Host. And believe it or not, this Harvest Host is actually a rest stop. Yep. And we actually got a pretty nice spot here, and then this rig pulled up next to us. There's just two spots here. So we're not sure if he's going to stay with his motor running or not. We're not sure. So this is kind of a first for us. It's the first time we've ever stayed at a rest stop. And truly, we haven't done many Harvest Hosts, but how many Harvest Hosts have you heard about that are actually rest stops? But it's really kind of cool. It's got a Route 66 theme to it.
Okay, I'm not going to rob the place. It's October 15th, 2020. We're still doing the COVID traveling thing. We're going to go into the Route 66 Welcome Center and check it out. We only got about 10 minutes. So this is one of the more impressive rest stops that we've been at in our 3 years of travel. We really like to stop at them, especially if you're going to stay in the area or particular cities in a state. I mean, you look at the number of pamphlets they have to pick from. You're able to dial in the exact area or region of the state that you're going to be in and pick up all these pamphlets to give you little triggers of your memory, have them sitting around on your desk so you don't forget to go somewhere when you're there after you drove your rig all the way there.
So there's Route 66.
Wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That stretch.
Okay,
To St. Louis.
Can you see where we are? On the other side. On the other side? Over here? So we came from Chicago area. We did that already?
No, oh yeah, we came through St. Louis.
Oh yeah. You are here.
Ah.
Right there.
There we go.
And where did we start this morning, honey?
Way
past.
other side of
outside the building.
We were.
We were on the roof. So harvest hosts rely on you to reciprocate and patronize the business that they have in exchange for the free stay. Since we all pay taxes and this is a rest stop, this is probably one of the most guilt-free stays you can have. It doesn't cost you a dime.
You can see the walkway that takes you right to the main building and the welcome center. And this actually is a welcome center. Has that Route 66 feel to it. So on the sides they've got picnic areas that are done in the Route 66 theme. Got some Texaco gas. Got Larry's Motel 66. So when we were in the gift shop and the welcome center, we asked, how did this become a Harvest Host? And I guess Harvest Host actually had contacted them asking if they would want to be part of the Harvest Host, mainly because right along this stretch on Interstate 44, there really aren't a lot of Harvest Hosts to take part of Kevin's Market. So they thought, well, let's reach out, and they contacted this welcome center, which is pretty cool, for a welcome center. Got that Route 66 feel to it, and this is now part of Harvest Host. So the thing is, you always want to patronize the places you're at, buy wine at the wine vineyards, fruit, vegetables at the farms, whatever. But it's kind of like, how do you patronize these guys?
It really is a treat when you come into a state and you see the effort that they put into a facility like this to welcome you. It looks pretty busy out here, and this is where the cars parked. All of the trucks park in the back. It was amazingly quiet once all the trucks got in place.
So as you can see, it's kind of split here. So we've got truckers on the right and buses and RVs on the left. And we actually did park originally way at the end. And we thought, well, we can stay there, but we're right by the sidewalk. And they told us inside, that's fine if you want to stay there. But because we're going to put our big slide out on that side, we thought, well, we don't want to hang out on the sidewalk. So we ended up driving a little bit further down. So you can see there really is a lot of room to park in here. And it's maybe 4:30, so you gotta wonder, how full will this get? There's more room in the back, that's where we are. And there's room right along the sides.
So you can see here that there's trucks coming in the back, there's trucks coming in the front here. And in fact, there's 79 truck/RV spots to be had here. So that's quite a bit to get in the 3 or 4 hours when the truckers finally stop for the day. I can tell you shortly here, you're going to see how truly quiet it gets when everybody's in place and it's time to relax and kick back, ourselves included. Let's just take a look to see what it looks like at 9 o'clock. It's about 9 o'clock at night, and we're at the Conway, Missouri Route 66 truck stop, rest stop, and this is kind of a first for Sue and I to be staying overnight in a rest stop, but this one actually is listed as a harvest host. So we just felt more comfortable. We called, and the lady at the office explained to us how this whole thing works and kind of why this is a harvest host. I guess because it's so big. Here's Myles, and very well lit. You can see that the place is just packed with trucks. I'm guessing at least 100 slots in here, maybe more. I tried to look it up, but I couldn't see the exact number. And if I can verify that, I will before we post this. This is actually the front parking lot where cars are. Obviously, nobody's going to stay overnight here, I don't think, in the car area, but it does show you how close we are to the highway with this rest stop. We in fact do not hear any of this noise. It's really quiet back where we are. We are right through this building, straight through to the back. So if you lasted this long in the video, we'd really like to thank you for coming along with us. I can't tell you how important this stay was for us. Sue and I have been basically campground to campground stay type of people. And this relocation trip that we're taking to California, we intentionally have picked things that are putting us outside of our comfort zone. And so far, I can tell you that it's just thrilling. And I guess we got to say, yes, all of our subscribers and viewers were right. Going campground to campground is not necessarily the way to go when you're just staying for an overnight, because you in fact have a destination you're just trying to get to. We ask that you consider subscribing to the channel. That's how YouTube judges a channel, if it's worth being recommended to anyone else. Also, you might want to check down in the description our link to join the Harvest Host Association. You'll save 15% using that link. You'll help support our channel. And we invite you to come along next week when we visit the Heart of Route 66 Auto Museum. Stay tuned. Thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you next week.